Good morning, guys, and welcome to Saturday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and got a good weekend planned. Certainly a great day of racing today. Plenty taking place, including the Northumberland Plate at Newcastle, of course, and as well as that, it's the Irish Derby from the Curragh, which Australia is absolutely dominating the market, and probably rightly so as well. As well as that, loads more action taking place today. We've got as I mentioned, Newcastle, then at Newmarket, Windsor, Chester, Doncaster, the Curragh, and at Lingfield as well. So plenty of action taking place. Hopefully we can have a profitable day today. No shying away from the fact it's been probably the poorest week since we started, to be honest. Things just not going our way at the moment. Yesterday another really frustrating one, but all we can do is work hard to put that right, and if we do hit some big winners today, then the week will be put behind us. Hopefully we can do that. As always, I'm feeling good that we can have a really good day. Kind of just getting back to basics at the moment, not reading too much into it. I think the problem is when you're on a bit of a bad run, you can almost overthink things, and I think the best thing is when you see a horse you fancy and it ticks the boxes, go with it. Don't all of a sudden just think because of the prices maybe you shouldn't be, or something like that. But yeah, no hiding away from it. In fact, it's been a poor week, but those of you that have been with us for a few months, you should still, your betting bank should still be fairly healthy, although it would have taken a bit of a hit this week, but hopefully we can build that right up today and then in the following few weeks as well. So yeah, superb day today, as always on a Saturday. Northumberland Plate. Maybe it's not as good as last Saturday, of course, because last Saturday was Royal Ascot, and it's not one of the biggest days in racing, but it's certainly going to be a good one. We'll go through the premium tip, the next best bet, and then the little earner as well, and then the two horses making up a lucky 15, along with the premium tip and next best bet. I'll then give you a couple of fancies for the Northumberland Plate today. Nothing official, but I think it's always a race that people like to have a bet in, but it's extremely competitive. I think it's 6-1 the field, and then pretty much every horse you could give a chance to, or you could pick holes in their form as well. And then we'll also just have a quick look at the Irish Derby, although I don't think that will take too long. So yeah, as I mentioned, racing today: Newcastle, Newmarket, Windsor, Chester, Doncaster, the Curragh, and Lingfield. What we'll go through to start with is the premium tip, but just before that, just a reminder, you can join in a live Q&A session if you want to do that. If you've got any questions about any of today's racing, whether it's one of our tips or perhaps a race that we haven't covered that you like the look of having a bet on, you just want my opinion, that's absolutely fine. You can either do that by joining in the Q&A session, or you can get in touch via Facebook, which is facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. You can either write a message on there, or you'll see me, Joe Rooney, on there as well. You can send me a private message, no problem, or you can also email joe@freeracingtips.co.uk if you have got any questions at all. So yeah, the premium tip today, that goes in the 240 at Newcastle, and our tip is Sayer at 3-1 right now. That's 3-1 available with Bet Victor. This horse was actually just a length behind the really impressive Shifting Power, who's gone on to have an excellent season so far last time out, and that was in a seasonal reappearance. So I think we're probably likely to see a bit of an improvement from the horse today, and yeah, should run a really good race. Looks to be a decent price. I think it's actually the highest rated in the race, but is one of the bottom weights, so which is always a decent sign. And William Haggas has his yard in great shape at the moment, and this horse does run for that yard, and I think has an excellent chance today. I think if that's his best, then I think the horse should come out on top. Hasn't been seen since April, so it's had a couple of months off, but I think perhaps they might have been training with this race in mind, and I think it's a perfect opportunity for Sayer to land what is a Group 3, but probably a Group 3 and by name other than by quality. I don't think it's the biggest quality. I think Sayer is probably the only horse with genuine Group 3 quality. The drop back to 6 furlongs I think is going to be no problem whatsoever. I think that will actually suit. I think that run over 7 would have been really good for fitness, and then the horse has no doubt got the speed for the 6 furlongs as well as that bit of fitness. Does look to be really good value. The ground will be no problem whatsoever, and I think hopefully this is the premium tip to get us back up and running, and that's Sayer in the 240 at Newcastle, currently a 3-1 shot, but is being backed. I know that well, it was 3-1 around about 10-15 minutes or so ago. That could have changed. I know a lot of bookies were all of a sudden going around the 11-4 and 5-2 mark, so hopefully you got that 3-1. The next best bet today, that goes in the 5 o'clock at Newcastle, and our tip is You're Fired at 2-1. Now this horse looks to be a horse that is really progressing actually, and I think a £6 rise in the weights for a victory last time out won't be too much of a problem. I think this horse is rated in the 80s at the moment. I think he can touch the 90s, to be honest. I think this is a really progressive horse that might still perhaps just be maybe not ahead of the handicapper, but just at the right kind of handicap mark, and can go up again, and might be and then might go into some, maybe some group, some listed company after this. I don't think that £6 rise will be enough to stop the horse. Stepping up to 1 mile, I think actually suits. I think when carrying a bit more weight and a bit worse off in terms of the weights, I think a step up in trip can always be a decent thing to do, and I don't think the ground will be a problem at all. Given the way that the horse has ran his 2 races this season, I think he's very much the one to be. Looks to be a really decent and progressive 3-year-old, and a good next best bet for the day. This horse as well being backed. That's You're Fired in the 5 o'clock at Newcastle at 2-1. Right, we'll run through Little Earners there as well, because actually Little Earner I quite fancied today. I've obviously always fancied them, and yesterday we had a nice 8-1 place, but I think this horse can go really close today at a good price, and it's in the 3:30 at Newmarket, and it's Top Notch Tonto at 12-1. Now, this horse has actually been a little bit frustrating this season, a little bit disappointing, to be honest. I think we were all expecting to see a bit of a better horse in his first few runs of the season, but I don't think there's any doubt that the horse has quality, and it might just outrun its price of 12-1. I don't think this is the completely strongest race. I think it's another Group 3, and I think at its best, Top Notch Tonto can take this. But yeah, it has been a bit frustrating, but I think things could be falling into his favour at the moment. Could be off a she has some race fitness now. I think we'll enjoy this 7 furlong trip, no problem with that. Good to firm ground, absolutely ideal, I would think. A really positive jockey booking as well, in the shape of James Doyle, who's in excellent form, and I just think 12-1 looks to be a really good price. The likes of Garswood, he's going to be tough to beat, and it is a fairly strong field, perhaps not the strongest for Top Notch Tonto though, and I think this horse, who has frustrated, might have just been written off by a few and could cause a bit of a surprise and show us all just the quality he has. But at 12-1, I think that could be a really good little earner in the 3:30 at Newmarket. Right, but along with the premium tip and next best bet, which are both in the Lucky 15 today, we have 2 other horses that are in there, and the first of them I'll run through is Short and Sweet in the 1:35 at Newmarket. That's currently at around about 2-1. And then it's Shake Zadroid, or Shake Zadroid. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it 100% honest, but it is in the 2:55 at Newmarket, and it's around about a 7-2 shot at the moment. Potential returns from £1 stakes for this Lucky 15 around about the £430 mark. That's providing all these prices are still the same and haven't changed in the last sort of 15 minutes or so. But yeah, they're all of our tips today. I'm actually feeling really confident this can be the day we bounce back to form. It would only take the premium tip to win for it to be a profitable day, but we'd really like to bash the bookies and see that next best bet come in at decent odds as well. Then anything after that is a bonus. Little Earners have been in good form recently, but I do understand the premium tip and the next best bet. They are the main ones, and let's hope that they both come in today to see us bash the bookies and hopefully turn a bit of a corner after a frustrating week. So as I said, it is the Northumberland Plate taking place today. That's in the 3:50 at Newcastle. And there's a couple of horses I like here. I think when you've got a runner of a race of around about 20 runners, I think there's no problem in having a couple of fancies, to be honest. And I'm just going to check. I'm pretty sure some bookies are paying 5 places for each way betting, actually, and pretty much every horse does represent each way value, as it's 7-1 the field. Just checking now, I'm sure. Yes, Sky Bet and who's the other one? Sky Bet and Sporting Bet are actually both paying 5 places on this one, so that could be one worth checking out at the moment. In the 3:50 at Newcastle, the Northumberland Plate, I do think that Dark Crusader is a good bet at 8-1. Now, you might look at this form and think that it's not the greatest, but I think the horse, who's being well backed, incidentally, I think the horse has actually been running over a bit of an unsuitable trip the last few times, and I think will relish this longer distance. I think he has the quality to take this one, and might take some beating if at his best. Has run big races at Ascot over a longer distance, and 2 miles on this kind of ground. I think Dark Crusader at 8-1 is a good bet. Also, another each way shot is Suigo at 12-1. This horse actually a Chester Cup winner. That was strong form, and I think we'll love conditions, and we'll love this trip, and looks to be a good each way bet there. So there are a couple I like the look of in the Northumberland Plate. Do let me know your selections. I mean, it's a bit of a lottery in terms of a race, to be honest, but there are a couple that I'll probably have a couple of small each way bets on. And then, as I said, it's the Irish Derby as well today. That takes place from the Curragh. Australia is your 2 to 7 shot to build on what was an outstanding performance in the Derby earlier in the month. That's Epsom. Kingston Hill, the only horse that could get near him on that day. That's currently a 4 to 1 shot, but a lot of doubts whether this horse will run, because I think it's good to firm ground at the Curragh and looks like getting quicker as well. And I just don't think that Kingston Hill is actually I don't think can cause any problems to Australia in this type of ground. I think, if there was some sort of soft in the description, they'd be a lot closer in the betting, but not for me. To be honest, it's not a betting race at all. It's one to sit back and complete and watch. I'm not going to tip up anything other than Australia, because I think Australia will romp it, but that is, it's too short of a price for me to be backing anyway. Some of you might want to have a back of Australia and see it as a dead cert. It might go in a few accumulators to try and boost some odds perhaps, but yeah, I think we could see something special again from Australia, and fully expect him to do the famous Derby double for Aidan and Joseph O'Brien. So they're all the big races taking place today. Should be a really, really good day. Looking forward to it. But yeah, as you know, the Northumberland Plate and the Derby, they're two big races, but hopefully our horses can do the business today. So yeah, thanks for watching today's video. That is just about it. Any questions throughout the day, do feel free to get in touch, but we've gone through plenty today. Tomorrow there won't be a video. We usually give them a bit of a break on a Sunday, but there will of course be tips once again. But yeah, thank you for watching today. I'll speak to you all a little bit later on. Let's have a good day of bookie bashing, and yeah, enjoy your Saturday. Hopefully you can watch all the races. Thanks, and bye bye.